Well, good morning. It is good to be back with you here at Christ Table as we are beginning our second week of our journey through the book, 7 weeks, where we're looking into different areas of the Bible, different literary genres to try to understand a little bit better about the nuances of this book and the different ways in which it presents itself. My name is Kevin Young, and I have the privilege of serving here at Christ Table as lead clergy. We're so glad that you are along with us today. If you would like more information about this Bible study, you can go to that URL right there, go.christstable.today/thebook, and there you will find information about Christ Table's ministry here with the book, and we would love to have you be a part of this Bible study along with us. There you can get information on how you can get the entire study in this printed spiral bound book. We also have another book that kind of goes along with this that we're doing a group study with, some other gifts. You can get all of that as a part of a resource box. We pull these boxes together every couple of months and send them to our regular donors. You can get the box right there. Go to christstable.today/thebook. Just click on the button there that says get the box. But also we want to give away as many resources as we can. And so this study guide we're giving away for free, PDF, no strings attached. We love it when you support us financially, when you make us a part of your charity donations, because that helps us continue to do this ministry. But also, if you can't, then that's absolutely okay. We want to give this study to you. So what we're doing this week is we are looking at the Jewish concept of God in the Hebrew text. Now, I'm not Jewish, and I also am not an Old Testament scholar, but I do know a few things. What we're going to do is we're going to look at these passages to try to see some of the different words that are used for God and understand the nuances around them. And what I encourage you to do is take that study guide today, utilize it, answer the questions in there. We even have questions for children or for youth, adolescents. Take and use those, and those will help you dig a little bit deeper into this passage and God, and maybe we'll come up with some things that you did not know about God before today. So we find ourselves in Exodus chapter 3, verses 13 through 18. And this is the burning bush passage. And I don't mean that just metaphorically, I mean that literally. This is the burning bush passage where the burning bush happens. Now, Leonard Sweet, who I know pretty well, made this fascinating statement a little over a year ago about the burning bush. He said that Moses saw a burning bush, and when he went close, he encountered the divine. Mary, now he's going to jump to the New Testament. Mary at the tomb that is empty because she finds some dirty linens there. When she moves closer to those dirty linens, she encounters the divine. She encounters an angel. And so Lynn says, go close. Don't back up in fear. Step in by faith and rise up in glory. And I think that there is something to be said there, because Moses, whenever he saw this odd, mysterious thing, he went in closer rather than backed away. So oftentimes in life, I think that we are given a choice whenever we are confronted with the divine, and oftentimes the divine presents itself as something that is unknown. It's mysterious. It's questionable. What do we do in those moments? Do we step in closer? Do we lean in? Or do we back away? The entire trajectory of Moses' life changed because whenever he encountered the divine, he leaned in, he got close. Are we the type of people who are going to lean in and get closer? Or are we the type of people who are going to back away? Both of those have consequences, have outcomes. So whenever we jump into this passage in Exodus chapter 3, verses 13 through 18, I'm not going to read through the entirety of this. I actually want you to kind of finish it out on your own. So we'll read a few verses here, give you a few things to think about, and then you can take this back to the study guide and continue on your own. So Moses seeing the burning bush. He has gone in closer. He has now experienced this manifestation, I think even theophany is one of the correct words here, of God. And this is the first time really in Scripture that this kind of thing, this kind of interaction with God has really happened. It's special. And it's also the first time that God gives his personal name. So Moses protests whenever God says, I'm going to use you in order to help free the people. He says, if I go to the people of Israel and tell them the God of your ancestors has sent you, then they're going to ask, hey, what's his name? And then what should I tell them? God replies, hey, I am who I am. Say this to the people of Israel, I am has sent you. But then God also said to Moses, say this to the people of Israel, Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, has sent me to you. Now, I don't want to make too much of this point, but I think that there is some power in thinking of it this way, in that whenever God's name here, Yahweh, is written, the way that that is said requires mostly or completely just breath, an inhale and an exhale. Yahweh. And so if you will just kind of sit and breathe in, it sounds like Yahweh. Inhale. Thought here being that even your and my breath is the name of God on our lips, the personal name of God. Now, like I said, I don't want to make too much of that, but I have found myself over the years when I'm walking around and breathing, just recognizing that the sound of my breath, the inhale and the exhale, the inspiration and the expiration, sounds like I'm saying God's personal name, Yahweh. That resonates all the way back to the beginning in Genesis, where God breathed into humanity what? The breath of life. God has breathed into you his breath as well. And I would say that whenever we breathe, the inspiration and the expiration names God in the act of breathing. The same God who sends Moses and says, this is my eternal name, my name to remember for all generations. If his name is literally on your breath every moment of every day of your life, you're going to remember that for all generations. Now go and call together all the elders of Israel and tell them that Yahweh, the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, has appeared to me. Now, early in the morning, barely any more of that Yahweh breath. One of the things that we see in this passage is we see God doing some very specific actions. He gives Moses his personal name, Yahweh, sends Moses on this mission that Moses is not necessarily very excited or enthused about, but God sends him out with his name and says, we can do this. Not you can do this, but we can do this. And as you read in the broader passage, before I go, I want to give you four things that we see about God in this text and how he is acting here in Exodus chapter 3, because I think it's important to us understanding that God, this divine in the Hebrew scriptures, is a personal God. He gives Moses his personal name, Yahweh. And so there is something unique in this God of Israel that is different than all of the other gods of tribes and nations that are surrounding them. That this God is not distant, but this God is present. So what are some things? Well, first of all, he's the God who knows the needs of his people. That's personal, and that's revolutionary for the divine to care. Secondly, he is the God who breaks in to save his people. So he personally knows, but he now personally involves himself. This, again, is a revolutionary idea about God here in the Hebrew scriptures. He's the God who authenticates his word with powerful signs. So he's not just going to say what he wants, but he's going to actually prove that what he wants, what he said, what is there is what he wants. Now, again, it's personal. He's not just going to tell you, but he's going to show you. He's going to interact with you. And then finally, make sure I get the right one up here. He's the God who does not change. It's very important for Moses to know that. God says that he's the same. He's the God who today was the same as the God with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so we see these four things, these personal things about God in the text as we're looking at them today. And I hope that you will, as you go through, you'll see those and note those. And then as you go through the rest of your day today, that you will note your breath as well, and whether or not it feels as you inspire and expire, as though you have the name of God on your lips. Until tomorrow.